Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Apex Racing TV for the PenPower European V8 Supercar Championship. We return to the Phillip Island circuit near Melbourne, Australia. Andrew Woodhouse with you, with iRacing World Championship driver Alex Simpson. And Alex, well, Phillip Island, I know you absolutely love this circuit. We're going to get some good racing here, I'm sure.
Yeah, really looking forward to this one. Apologies for the little delay in getting going. A couple of little technical gremlins. But yeah, we are up and running, and hopefully you've all got the new link.
Okay, what do you think the racing's going to be like tonight there, mate?
Well, Phillip Island, great circuit. Always loved this place. So racing's always very, very good. Good overtaking opportunities. Some really tricky hairpin corners that, sort of going to be about putting the power down coming out of there. So this V8 supercar loves to eat up the tires a little bit on the rear. So yeah, that's going to be interesting. So the person who I think can keep those rears in check is going to have a really good race. And those that we see lighting them up pretty early on, they're going to struggle a little bit in the sort of the feature race tonight.
Yeah, I think you're right. 18 laps is going to be the first race in length, and then we've got the feature race, which is roughly double. And the man who's used to the feature race and the sprint race indeed is the third member of our team tonight, which is reigning champion Tony Klosterman. Tony is currently injured, but able to join us here tonight. We're pleasure to have you, Tony.
Thank you very much.
So, what do you make of the circuit? Obviously, you've driven here before, and you've done many races in this car. And what can we expect from the drivers here tonight?
Well, looking at practice and the qualifying times, the field's very, very tight, just a couple of tenths from first through eighth, and I expect that there will be a lot of slipstreaming down the front straight.
Yeah, in turn one, it's always a tricky. But if you can nail it, you can really make some inroads. Let's see through the starting grid then. For the sprint race, Johnny Brandon is on pole with a last-ditch effort to go ahead of Michael Taliancic with 131.562. Taliancic championship leader by over 300 points is in second. Michael Evdoka is in third. Domin Gantar is fifth. Then Jackson in fifth. Gantar is fourth. Chris Jackson is in fifth. Klaus Winter in sixth. Stephen Lattimore seventh. Victor Morazon eighth. Andres Perez in ninth. Kim Holter in 10th. We have 32 cars starting this race. And in just a moment, we're going to hear the chorus of all these V8 engines firing up into life. Here we go then. Time for talking is over. Now time to walk the walk down under. Green light is on, we're away. Or initial getaway actually from Brandon. Taliancic seemed to nail the start. He got it all hooked up. He's already side by side with Brandon. Into the first corner they come then. Brandon on the inside. Taliancic trying to go all the way around the outside. He will have the inside for turn two. He can make it work. He's gone all the way around. And on the first lap, that's very difficult. Brandon's off, and it's a long way off. And he's going to be the search party's going to have to be sent out for him there, Alex.
Yeah, he's found the kitty litter. He got a little nudge, I have to say, from Michael. It was just a little one, but it was enough. I think that corner, you're on the absolute limit there. You are. If you've overcooked it, you go off him.
Oh, there's a nudge. That's a nudge. That's Evdoka and Chris Jackson, I think. And where is Jackson? Where's he ended up? He's ended up off the circuit, Tony.
Yeah, unfortunate circumstances there. They had a little incident in turn one as well. So Chris is a good driver, and he'll be able to fight back for sure.
Plenty of laps left to gain some place to somebody of his caliber, Chris Jackson. And speaking of the caliber of the championship leader, Michael Taliancic, well, car 177. We've seen how good he is. He's Alex, he leads the championship by over 300 points. Of course, there's drop rounds to take into account. He's taken the victory this season as well, and also been in the top 12 out of the 14 races so far.
Yeah, he just needs to make sure that he keeps in front of Stephen Lattimore. Not too far behind with the drops in there. You think that it's going to close it up a little bit. So
look at this.
His number one goal is to beat him, and Gantar having a little look. Like Tony said to us, there's going to be a fair bit of slipstreaming, and we could see that there quite a close at the end of the straight there. So it's just what we want to see.
He's first of all going to beat Domin Gantar, and you know what, Gantar's not easy to beat. He's a consistent driver. He doesn't always qualify that well, Tony, but come the race, he's very dangerous.
Dolman has done very well this season. He's sitting in 4th place in the championship, and it's been steady race in, race out.
Look at those cars of the Phantom 71 team. You see them in the background. Alex is going on the hairpin. Fitz Solomon, Stephen Phillips, and Boussalat.
Yeah, just jumping back just to see them, but yeah, very close. I love it that the teammates are having a go at each other as well. Go on, lads.
Why not? Not
Yeah,
much of a man to play for at this point.
None of this nicey, lovely see.
That's it, like you lot today in the Pro Series. After you.
Hey. I'll add that.
Oh no! Well, there's no after you. Nothing about that. It says after you, Fitz Solomon loses the car. The rear goes into the hairpin, and such an easy thing to do coming down the hill. And yeah, he's made the right mess of that. And he's lost 2 or 3 places. Alex, I will say, very good to see you back out there in the Pro Series. I hope you enjoyed that race. It looked like it was quite fun for you.
Yeah, it was good. Still got all my hair, so I must have enjoyed it.
There you go. That's an achievement. Especially Interlagos, you survived. Were there any crashes at the start on that one? I didn't see that.
Not from where I was, no. I mean, it was pretty close. So
there's usually something goes on there, doesn't it? It's not like the mother of all crashes we had in the BSRTC in 2015 there. I think they're still crashing now, to be honest. That was such a big one. Look at this Evdoka and Latimore then. Latimore, as you mentioned, 2nd place in the championship. Evdoka, he runs wide. And that is a danger at the Honda hairpin. He's lost a place to Morrijon, and that was very profitable for Latimore. And now he can chase after the 2 leaders. Good start by him, up from 7th on the grid. And Tony Latimore is one of those drivers who it seems like he's got all the talent in the world in terms of being able to win races and things like that, but he just can't seem to put the full championship together.
Stephen's shown bursts of speed all year. He's sitting 2nd in the championship with the race in hand on Michael. So, he just needs to, I think, relax. He's really pushing Michael for the last couple of laps here, and I'm sure he wants that lead quite badly.
I think sometimes, Alex, when we've seen him before, he's very, very quick. He just either seems to get some bad luck, or he misses maybe one race or something here and there, and it just seems to derail him. But he's as close as he's ever been this season.
Yeah, very, very quick. Just watching a replay, sorry guys, of I think this is Bill Switzer. He made a mistake, and yeah, just got a little bit on the loud pedal while he was still on the gravel on the outside, and yeah, as it does there. Yeah, I want to say it's Siberia. Is that right? Siberia, that corner. And now I always forget the name.
I couldn't see it. I'll be honest with you. I could not see the incident. I don't think so.
But yeah, smashed. Just lit it up and then just went into where the cameraman was. BTCC style. If anyone's seen that crazy incident. So thankfully, no one was hurt, and there wasn't a real cameraman up there to get scared.
Oh well, thankfully as well. He's got a fast repair, so he's taken that Bill Switzer, and he's going to be on his way. Absolutely destroyed the front of that Ford Falcon. Lost probably about 30 seconds or more, so he's going to come out. He may be in danger of being lapped. Actually, might not be. He's not going to be too far away from that, I think, when he comes out. Gantar is right with Taliancic. If there's one thing about Gantar, actually, Tony, that it seems to work very well for this series, is he seems very smooth, and he very rarely lets the car get the better of him.
Dolman's probably one of the smoothest drivers out there. Consistent lap in, lap out, and whenever he's behind you, you can be sure that he'll pounce when there's an opening.
That's it. He's not sort of overly aggressive, is he, in terms of the way he races, but if he gets the chance, he will take it.
Yeah, I'd say he's an extremely patient driver.
Yeah, and Alex, I don't know if you've really driven the V8 Supercar that much, but I have, or at least the old one. And it's hard to be smooth in that car. It's such a powerful beast. It's pretty hard to control.
No, to some extent, I would imagine it's very similar to what I was having to deal with today. There's slow hairpin corners of Interlagos and a huge amount of torque that just wants to light those rear wheels up. So
oh yeah, instantly.
Yeah, I imagine it's very, very similar. So drivers really, it is just all about being, perfectly smooth wherever you can. Avoid that wheel spin.
It's very tyre sensitive, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the thing. I think it's at the end of the stint. That's where it rewards you. If you don't light the tyres up, you don't lock up, things like that. You get a much better car at the end of the stint.
I think that's why I enjoy these races a lot, is because drivers can come in and out of the race. It's not necessarily the fastest drivers at the start of the race are going to be the ones who are taking the wins, because, like you said, there is potential for somebody who's saved the tyres to really come into their own at the end of the race and at the end of the stint. And it just seemed like we may see that in the feature race today. Have a quick look at the conditions out there actually as we enter lap 6 of the race. It's 36 degrees track temperature. It's only 18 degrees air temperature, but the bright sunshine in Australia beating onto the track. What's that going to make the drivers do, Tony, in respect of the tyre conservation? Is it going to put that up to a premium, do you think?
Well, the weather today is I think 36 Celsius. It's not overly hot, and the tires should stay fairly consistent throughout this entire stint of 18 laps for this race.
With it being the shorter race, is there potential for you to sort of try and wring the neck of the tyres a little bit more and just see if you can get a bit more out of the car? Maybe use it up a bit earlier on?
Yeah, I think that would be my plan anyways. And Doman's staying within 3/10 of Michael throughout the first 6 laps now. And if I was him, I think I would try and take advantage now while the tires are still very fresh, as opposed to waiting to the end.
I'm just going to run through the order quickly, because I'm aware we didn't cover a lot of the drivers at the back of the field earlier on, so I don't know, Alex, if we maybe go through the field. Michael Taliancic, Domin Gantar, we can see them on our screen, first and second, just 3/10 apart. Stephen Lattimore is in third, Michael Evdoka is fourth, and behind him you can see Victor Morozon. And then it's a couple of seconds back to Klaus Winter, who's in battle with Andres Perez, and then it's Stephen Phillips in 8th, and then 9th is Matthew Belton. Johnny Brandon is now in 10th, he started first, so he's obviously got a lot of work to do, he's got a bit of damage on that car. Behind him is Kim Halter. Then in 10th place is Nikolai Bogatyrev, and then it's Richard Warmingham, and then it's Jean-Philippe Bousselin, who's gone down actually to, I think that's 12th position. We'll just get confirmation.
14th now.
14th, sorry. When he comes across the line, David Zitterbart is in 15th. Chris Jackson is 16th after his off at the hairpin. Ronald Moons is 17th, 18th is Stephen Peach. Katie Taranto returns to the series she used to drive in our Albeit Supercar series, I believe. Alex, that's right, isn't it?
I'm not sure actually.
On a Saturday morning?
Maybe.
Lewis Bibby is in 20th. He drives in most things that we do actually. Does Lewis? He's not no stranger to fighting his way through the field. Started 32nd, he's now 20th. Fitz Solomon is 21st. 22nd is Anthony Woodward. Jose Borges was 23rd, but he's dropped down the order actually. He's now 25th, so it's Carsten Peachman in 23rd, Dave Janssen 24th, and then it's Borges, and then Clyde Whiting in 26th. Brogan Pickett Norris is in 27th place. Johan Venter is 28th. Phil Switzer is 29th, and Lane O'Connor. We've lost Lane. We've also lost Van Utrecht and Bembig, who didn't take the start.
It's getting a bit more tasty at the front, I feel. We now have a 3-way battle as well. So Stephen has been just chipping away at the lead that these guys have had the last few laps, and he's brought that right down. So I think,
and it's going to mean that as well. It means that Gantar's going to have to look in his mirrors as well, isn't it?
That's it, and I think this comes back to what Tony was saying earlier. When he was 3/10 back, should have done it then. We could see that gap was coming down. Of course he might be on the actual edge right now, as going as fast as he absolutely can. But certainly, if I'm seeing a driver hump me down, and I think, can I go for this move? I'm trying to get it done. I don't want to be looking in my rearview mirror while trying to size up a move. It just distracts you, and you constantly second guess your opportunities to go for something because you're worried about how it's going to turn out, and you're going to lose the place straight away afterwards if you get it wrong.
I mean, sometimes, and sometimes, Tony, as Alex was saying, you go as fast as you can, and you simply just can't get the move done. That is as fast as you can go.
true enough. And the trouble with this car is that when you get behind somebody, the air gets disturbed quite a bit, and it does affect the handling. But to your point, Stephen Lamore's picked up 0.4 of a second over the last 2 laps.
Yeah, and he's just moving in very slowly, isn't he, to this front two. His last lap was a 32.8. You see Gantar on 33.3, and you see Taliancic 33.0. So coming across the line this time, it's a 33.2 for Michael, a 0.3 for Gantar, and a 0.1 for Latimer. So another 0.2 of a second gain by Stephen. And this is where Gantar's wide at turn 1. He's going to get some dirt on his tyres. And you see what effect that has in turn 2, Alex, which means he has to go the long way around, and this might give Stephen an opportunity. He goes.
Massive twitch there. So it's well saved. I'm not sure if he got out of it at all. He carried the momentum. He's having a little think about it. Down on the brakes.
Well, he's launched one, hasn't he, up the inside? Looks like it might have worked. Has he got a good exit? I think he has. There's dirt and gravel flying all over the place. Still Gantar, but round the outside, Latimer trying to use the camera in the corner, they touch, and Gantar has to go to the inside. So he's just off balance there after the contact. He's lost part of the front bodywork. And Tony, that was some good driving from both men, but Latimer in the end comes out on top.
You can see that Doman was losing a little bit, and it looks like he just about spun out there. He was losing a little bit each and every lap, and Stephen, as I said earlier, he had to take the opportunity to make that pass.
I think this is exactly what Alex was saying, is you have to sometimes just go for it straight away, and then and that really helps you later on.
It'll be interesting to see how Stephen does on trying to catch Michael now.
Something tells me, Alex, it might not be massively difficult, although that battle has meant that it's now 2 seconds he's got to gain instead of just 0.8.
Yeah, he lost a whole second that lap. So, but yeah, with the side-by-side, I'm not surprised. I mean, he was so late on the brakes, still got the car absolutely glued to the apex though, so it was a really good move to to get it all started. He has got a bit of damage on the side, but Tony, I'll come to you on that. Is that just going to be cosmetic, or is that actually going to affect him? It just looks like it's where they rub panels there.
Yeah, that's mostly cosmetic. I don't think there will be much difference in speed overall.
So if you're not knocking any of the big bits off like Switzer did, I think that you're going to be in trouble.
Bill was in a bit of trouble there.
Sorry guys, behind we had
something happened to Morozov.
I think it was. Who was it? Yeah, I think it was Morozov. Sorry, let's just get a little replay back of that and see what happened.
Oh, he was out of control before he even got to the hairpin, Alex. I don't know if you can see it on the replay. Lost the rear and stole it. Yeah, it wasn't even a problem with Evdoka. It was just he just lost the rear in Stoner corner and just couldn't get it slowed down at all. Is that easy to do, Tony, through there? Because it seems like it's just a flat out corner, really.
Well, you need a little lift there, and it's a hard braking area going into that right-hander, so it is easy to get the car unsettled into braking.
He lost the rear going through the corner, so I imagine quite a lot of stress on the tyres. Is that a sign, Alex? Maybe he's just overworking the tyres during the rest of the lap?
Yeah, quite possibly. Or just maybe had a little moment coming out of turn 1 and 2 that we didn't see. Also, there's a good battle going on right now. This is between Fitz Solomon, Lewis Bibby, and who else have we got in there as well? There's a whole queue now.
In fact, Bibby was in front of them all, and now he's behind them all, so something must have gone on.
Yeah, he got a massive old twitch on there as well, and yeah, Solomon just said thank you very much. I might not have a bonnet on my car, but I still got some traction.
Yeah, those are the sort of bits that you don't want to be knocking off the car, I think. That, like I said, the big bits, and that's what Solomon's having to do. Oh, he's wrestling the car, though, really is, on the exit of Siberia. Fantastic stuff. Go to the hay sheds area. Yeah, so... Sorry, not the hay sheds. That was turn 1, sorry, wasn't it? It looks very similar in some cases to turn 1 to Siberia.
So what's gone on over the last couple of laps? 0.2 of a second we've had the last lap. See if that gap's come down at all. any this lap. I think it has, looking at the live timing. So that sort of pace, it's going to take him some time to get there, though. So maybe
Yeah, it's only 1/10 of a second.
he might be in range for the last lap of the race or something like that. But yeah, he's going to have to push hard.
So we've seen Michael in the past, Tony, go really hell for leather at the start of the race, and not always seem like he's doing the big picture driving that we talk about here so much. It seems like in this race, actually, he started off conservatively, and he's really just put the hammer down now he needs to.
Yeah, eyes forward. Stephen's catching a little bit, 2/10 a lap, and there's 7 laps left. So unless Stephen gets a big draft and starts catching up 3 or 4 tenths on a lap, it looks like Michael may be in good shape.
I think this is one of the harder cars to make a pass in, though. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I would agree, and especially here, there's really only 2 or 3 spots, the end of the main straight, and then that right-hander that I can't remember the name of it. Anyways,
is it the first? Well, there's two right hands, I suppose, isn't there? There's the 2 hairpins.
Right.
Yes. I mean, which do you think that the second hairpin's a passing place as well, or is it too difficult? Do you think?
I think it's too difficult there.
Yeah. Because this car's very difficult to get stopped, isn't it? Anyway.
Yes, for sure. This is one of those cars that you have to make sure you're braking in a straight line, accelerate in a straight line, and just manhandle it around the corner.
Yeah. It's a bit of a boat, and but it is quite a fun boat to drive. At least the old one was. I'll be honest with you, I cannot drive this one. The old one I could drive up to a point, I think, but hey, it's all good.
Sorry, Andrew. Side by side, going for this is 17th and 18th. This pack is actually really coming together. So that's Anthony Woodward. He's just picked up a place on Moons.
Peach is in there as well, and Taranto minus boot. So no bonnet for Peach, no bonnet for Vince Sullivan, but yeah, good battle nevertheless. Taranto now going through. So Katie getting the run out of the final corner. Straight line speed advantage, and through on Stephen Peach, and it looked like a slight mistake by Ronald Moons. He's in the thick of the action.
Yeah, he seems to be struggling all of a sudden. Everyone just
and again,
last couple of laps. So yeah, Kate's good drive and should get this move done. Gonna have to be confident on the brakes. Takes a little bit of the gravel on the inside, and it's not done and dusted yet.
That's going to be all the way around the outside though, if she can. And no, up the inside goes Peach, trying to come back. He goes a little wide. Tries to get the cut back, or maybe the nice switch back on the exit. Look at that, good exit.
Problem for Bruceland as well. Not quite, he's dropping down the order, so I don't know where that one was.
Nice rear spoiler on the back of the 53 car, Alex. I don't think you can see it.
Well, I can see one, but I can't see what's on there.
All right, that's probably a good thing. Off goes Moon. And just like the Moon, it goes completely around in a circle.
We have had this conversation with this rear wing before.
Yeah.
1.4 seconds at the front now. So the gap has come down a little bit, but I think Tony's right though. I think it's just it's going to take a little bit too long to really size something up. I was hoping for a mistake from Michael now. Just a little twitch here and there. There's no reason to give up. Certainly dial the pressure in. Just build that up, keep closing that down. That'll make you keep looking in his delta and his relative and see what's going on. Can force some mistakes sometimes.
It's worth just keeping pushing though, isn't it? Because even like not a worst case scenario, because obviously worst case scenario is retirement, but even if he has a spin or something like that, he'll really only lose 1 place. So he might as well push on, see if he can get that win.
It's caught up quite a lot.
It's vital for the championship.
This last couple of sectors is really closed in. Actually, you watch this lap time difference as they come across. It'll be quite large.
This is the title battle, of course. 133.7 for Taliancic. 133 1 for Stephen Lattimore. So it's down to 1 second exactly, and here comes the pressure from the 07 car. The man who's in second in the championship, chasing down the championship leader. And Tony, you've had battles like this in the past over the title with them, like some Rafał Kucharczyk and people like that. And you know how it is to be in both these drivers' positions.
Well, if I'm leading the race, eyes forward and I'm not looking back. And if I'm following them,
that's what you tell yourself anyway.
That's right, yeah. And that's what you have to do when you're in the lead. Just ignore everything behind you and concentrate on what's ahead.
Yeah. And for Lattimore, do you think just pushing on as hard as he can at this point?
Well, he's put a fair amount of pressure on Michael in the last 2 laps. He's picked up 1 second over 3 laps. And 6 or 6.5 tenths on that last lap. So, Michael may be thinking, if he's looking at that relative, can I hold him off? There's 4 laps left, and Steve does have the draft now.
Yeah, I was about to ask earlier on, actually, how far back is it that you pick up the draft, or a sizable amount anyway?
Well, if you're within 1 second, you've got some benefit, but you have to be probably within 6 tenths to be able to make an attempt at a pass at the end of the straight.
6 tenths is the magic number that we're looking at right now. Peach, problem for him. He's into the pits. That looked like a jump back, so what happened?
It's down to 9 tenths, by the way, so Busalan is out as well. We lost him on the previous lap, so not good for the 666 Ford. Well, so what happened to Peach then?
Yeah, just looking at it now. See where it is. Just going through turn 1. They're very, very close. No issues there. So just, I think we're gonna have the worst possible camera angle. I think it just happened, and I can't see it. Oh no! The camera just didn't want to change on that road.
So we still don't know what happened.
I still don't know what. Oh no! There he goes. He lost it big time. Yeah, through Stoner corner, just massive out of shape.
Oh.
And, he could have continued, but he's obviously had enough. Called it a day.
That's what happened. Hey, we saw that in Stoner corner earlier on, and Morozon, he's looking not to crash. And yeah, it's a tough one. Is that gap, like I said, down to 9 tenths of a second. Lattimore looking good, but again, is he in the draft range? It's very, very, very close, isn't it? Really. Alex, is it worth taking us on board with the lap with Lattimore as he chases him down? 2 to go.
Yeah, I can do that. Better lap for Michael this time though. He pulls away just a fraction, but yeah, we'll jump on board. Let's try and open up the first corner most we possibly can. Using a little bit of the curb on the inside, not too much. The camber does push you a little bit wide, and then through turn 2, it's all about just hugging the sort of the curb all the way through that corner. There's so much camber on the offering there that actually pulls the car around, and you can carry that much more speed through the corner. So no issues there. A little bit tight going into the first of the hairpin. Misses the apex on the way in, but does catch it on the way out. Gets a much better exit, straightens the car up a little bit easier. And then a very tricky corner as well. Adverse camber and a little undulating curb on the inside is Siberia. And got a little bit of time to think before we head towards, I want to say it's Lukey Heights.
Yep.
So, trying to remember the names. Oh, just using a little bit of the curb. It's fine to use that where it's flat, but get the car all the way over to the right. And again, use the camber on the inside curb to help the car turn. And you
have to open up this one, don't you?
You have to. You have to keep to the right. That was why he didn't take too much speed through the downhill right there. And yeah, just got to be very patient here. I imagine the desire to get on the gas and just nail it through that final corner is immense. But yeah, you just run off wide if you do that. But a good lap from Lattimore. But once again, he lost a couple of tenths of a second that lap. So Michael looking really good now.
White flag is out. The one thing with this car is you get oversteer, you get understeer all in one go with it. It's quite a difficult one to keep hold of. But 1.3 seconds for becoming easier and easier for Michael Taliancic, but he still has got 4 kilometers to go, Tony. It's not always the easiest thing to get through just one lap, is it?
No, but Michael's a very seasoned driver, and I'm sure he won't have any problems at all during this lap. It looks like Stevens backed out probably about half a second now, and Doman's 3.5 seconds behind. So if I was Michael, it's just eyes forward and just stay clean, finish this lap out.
We'll have to introduce Tony to the commentator's curse later on, Alex. It will happen. It will happen at some. It will happen at some point. That's why I set you up with a nice softball there. I was just like thinking, oh, that's a perfect opportunity for a curse, is that? But Michael looks like he's on the Halloween weekend as such. It looks like he's going to avoid the ghosts and the ghouls, and he's going to come through at Phillip Island, then round the final corner. Just got this long left-hander to go. It's a tough one, as Alex said. It's not too tough for Michael Taliancic. He's going to come through. He's going to take the checkered flag here in Australia, and he's going to win at the home of the V8 Supercars.
That's a bold statement there, I think, Andrew.
The home country of the V8 Supercars. Calm yourself down.
I was about to say, I think there's some fans of a certain mountain that might.
No, I didn't mean that. Oh.
But yeah, I know what you mean.
The home country, Australia, you know.
Well, you could argue it's just a little island off the country. Just gonna rub it in a bit.
Oh, crash!
Where?
Before the line, it's Benbig. Oh no, he has started the race. He's done 2 laps. He's crashed. Oh, I thought it was somebody in port.
That's it. You're just really smashing it in now, aren't you?
No, but he's literally 13 laps down. And I thought, oh, it's somebody's lost it before the line, and it was the chap who's done 4 laps. Over the line, Borges, Moons, Jackson. Jackson comes across in 24th, and so Tony, I'm not really sure if he had more trouble after that, because he was. He was quite a way down after the spin, but not that far down.
Back at, I think around lap 4 or 5, he had another incident, and he dropped from 16th all the way back to 24th.
That explains the massive time loss then. So round 15 then of the European PenPower V8 Supercar Championship goes to Michael Taliancic ahead of Stephen Lattimore, with Domin Gantar in 3rd, Michael Evdocker in 4th, Klaus Winter in 5th, Victor Morjon 6th, and 7th for Johnny Brandon. Andres Perez is 8th, with Matthew Belton in 9th, Nikolai Bogachev in 10th, excuse me, with Kim Halter 11th, Richard Warmingham in 12th, Stephen Phillips 13th, 14th for Lewis Bibby. 18 positions gained. We're used to seeing that from Bibby, so well done to him. Fitz Solomon in 15th, not too bad considering all that damage he had. Anthony Woodward in 16th, David Zitterbat 17th, Katie Taranto in 18th, ahead of Clyde Whiting, and then it's Carsten Peachman in 20th, Dave Janssen 21st, Jose Borges in 22nd, Ronald Moons 23rd, Chris Jackson 24th, Rogan Pickett Norris 25th, Johan Venter 26th, and then the cars over a lap down, the ones that didn't finish, Jean-Philippe Boussalan, Steve Peach, Bill Switzer, Igor Bembic, Lane O'Connor, and Van Outrecht did not take the start, Alex.
I'm not sure why he didn't start, but a good race. I enjoyed that. Very close. Lots of battling going on in the mid-pack as well. Missed a couple of bits here and there, but all in all, 0.6 of a second the gap was at the end, so very close. Looking forward to how that's going to pan out in the feature race.
Yeah, indeed. And that race was so fun. We're going to do another one, and we're going to have that in just a few minutes' time then, as the feature race is going to get underway. It's in about...
Got a wheel to do as well, Woody. So
we've got the wheel. Oh, we do a wheel these days. So sorry.
We got a wheel.
Keep forgetting about the wheel. Sorry about that.
Right.
We can't stop you from having the opportunity at the wheel, can we?
No.
No.
It doesn't want to spin, mind
it's the music, the music, man, the music.
Yeah. There we go. How's it gonna go?
So whose pole position going to go down to then?
Well, I've got a full reverse grid here.
It is a full then. So that will be. Am I right that will be Johan Venter then, Tony, in 26th?
That would be right. Anybody that's not one lap down, I believe.
Perfect. So Venter is going to have his hands full then with the rest of the field. When we come back here on Apex Racing TV, we expect the second race to get underway in about 15 minutes' time. So join us in 10 for the feature race here from Phillip Island.
I can't believe the night lay waste to all we'd given, but honestly, you've gotta know that this ain't living, but we could run from Elysium and let it burn, let it burn. You've gotta know that nothing lasts forever.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iiRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Truex in the outside, contact made, 56 slides it into 4, who's going to be at the stripe? Dead even, give it to Ryan Truex. Truex is your winner over Tandy.
iiRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iiRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iiRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iiRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group, to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iiRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iiRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
Focus, determination, passion, stamina, and the will to win. The end result, the Rick Motec Sports Car Series. Extreme Motorsports brings you the Rick Motec Sports Car Series, brought to you by Rick Motec, high-performance sim racing equipment, and in part by TD's Tree Service. Live Mondays, 8:30 p.m. Eastern.
I can't believe the night lay waste to all we'd given. But honestly, you've gotta know that this ain't living. But we could run from Elysium and let it burn, let it burn. You've gotta know that nothing lasts forever.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Apex Racing TV, and welcome back to the PenPower European V8 Supercar Championship from the Phillip Island circuit in Australia. Andrew Woodhouse alongside reigning champion Tony Kloosterman, and Alex Simpson will be along in a minute. He'll be providing the camera footage for you tonight. And Tony, the first race was quite an interesting one, really. It was quite a good battle for the win, and this time the feature race, double length, strategy is going to come into play with the pit stops and things like that. What do you expect from race 2?
Yeah, race 1, Michael Talianch led from start to finish, had an excellent race. He's going to be starting right at the very back, I think about 26th position this race. So, he's going to have to feel his way around the first couple of laps, just be mindful of traffic, not get into any incidents, and then start slowly picking off cars to try and make it to the front.
Yeah, and someone who will be starting near the front is, of course, Chris Jackson, after the grid reversed 26 cars, I believe. And he'll be looking to get a good result in after the mishap, shall we say, of race 1. But, we all have a bad race. I'm sure he'll be able to bounce back from that. Just a couple of seconds away from finding out what the grid's going to look like then exactly for this 16th round of the season. Just about to get that now. So on pole position then should be Johan Venter, and it is. So Venter on pole, then Brogan, Pickett, Norris in second. Chris Jackson, as we mentioned, will be starting third ahead of Ronald Moons. Another strong driver at the front is Jose Borges. He's going to be in fifth. Dave Janssen in sixth. Carsten Peachman seventh. Clyde Whiting in eighth. Katie Taranto in ninth ahead of David Zitzebart. Then it's Anthony Woodward in 11th. Fitz Solomon 12th. 13th, Lewis Bibby. 14th, Stephen Phillips. 15th is Richard Warmingham. And then it's Kim Holter in 16th. Nikolai Bogachev in 17th. Matthew Belton 18th. Andres Perez in 19th. Johnny Brandon in 20th. Victor Morris on 21st. Klaus Winter 22nd. Michael Evdocker in 23rd. 24th, Domin Gantar. 25th for Steve Lattimore. Michael Talianchich 26th. 27th, Bill Switzer. Igor Bembik in 28th. And Ronald van Utrecht in 29th. So we're just about ready to get this race underway. Looks like Pickett Norris has decided not to start from the front. Yeah, indeed he hasn't. So it's going to be Venter on his own on the front row. Can he keep the lead? Green flag flies. And look at Chris Jackson. What a start from the second row. Absolutely flies through that empty space and into the lead already. So going to turn one. He's got a big lead, Jackson, and behind them is Venter and Borges. And Dave Janssen actually is up into third place now. Oh, and he makes a bit of contact. He makes some contact with Venter. Tony, what were you saying? Sorry.
There was a big incident at the very start at the back of the pack. I'm not quite sure who was involved.
I think we'll see who's become the collateral damage at the end of the... Oh, big one.
Oh, dear.
Kim Holter off. Well off on the hairpin. Alex joins us at just the right time, I think.
Yeah. First bit of commentary for this race is, oh dear. As,
dear.
Yeah, I'm just not really sure what happened there. It's like a parting of the seas. One car went to the left, the other to the right. Of course, it's straight on. No way to stop the car. Going into the hairpin. Somebody else got collected there as well. So, yeah, big one for the first lap of the feature race.
Oh, definitely. What a good, interesting start to the race. What a start by Chris Jackson, though, Tony. He really hooked that one up absolutely perfectly.
Chris does a lot of practicing on his start.
Oh, sorry, guys. I need to cut you off very quickly as Venter loses it coming through the penultimate corner, and that's led Janssen through, and his teammate as well could follow him through here.
That's Borges. And Borges is going to go through, I think, into turn one. Yes, he is, and through already.
Sorry, Tony, back to you, mate.
Yeah, I was just saying that Chris practices starts an awful lot and has perfected them, as you can see by the start in the race here.
That was a brilliant start. That's one of the best starts. Did you see the start, Alex? Did you manage to catch it?
Yeah,
what a brilliant getaway that was.
Absolutely launched it, yeah.
Fantastic. And poor old Venter didn't have a chance, did he? It was And Jackson, of course, was helped by the fact that there was an empty space right in front of him where Norris should have been. So yeah, fantastic start. One of the best I think we've ever seen in this series. So let's see then. After the first lap, it's Jackson, Janssen, Venter, Borges. But actually, Venter's dropping down the order some more. Alex, he's been passed by Zitterbart and Borges and Janssen.
Yeah, I mean, it is a reverse grid, so you know, expect that to some degree. Just Venter just needs to try and not make any mistakes. That's the thing, you know. He could still have a good result here.
Stephen Phillips making his way through, number 46. He's going to have a look. Oh, 3 wide in MG. Oh.
Yeah, they all got through it fine, didn't they? But it's very, very tight and
Just about.
close around there at the moment.
Just about. It's always fun to watch these cars on the first lap. Tony, what's it like out there on the first lap? The first couple of laps, do you try and oh, Phillips nearly loses it. Yeah, mate. Yeah, Tony, do you try and be conservative, or do you try and go for it on the first lap?
If I'm at the back, like Michael was, I try and go for it. And speaking of Michael, just fantastic. He's picked up 10 spots in 1 lap. He's up to 16th place now.
And importantly enough, he's ahead of Lattimore as well, so he would have to have done that on the track. So
Just ahead of Lattimore.
I'm not sure.
Like by a couple of feet. Lattimore might have something to say about that when we go into the Honda hairpin then, which we are going to do now. There's a bit of contact at the aforementioned hairpin. Good battling so far, all the way through the field in this reverse grid race.
Whiting and Evdoka as well. They were side by side through Siberia. That was good. That was good racing as well. But Evdoka through. He's surely in a really strong position, Evdoka, for this one. Up already to 6th place. Oh, someone into the wall! Massive hit for Janssen. Just absolutely buried his car in there as well.
Dave Janssen. Well, is that a hardware failure? No, he just lost the car on the way in. Let's have a look. Coming through the hay sheds. Oh, he just loses it going around the right-hander, and he can't save it. And once you've gone off there, Tony, well, there's absolutely no stopping this car. It just does not slow down on the gravel.
No, for sure it doesn't.
And he found that out the hard way, didn't he?
Oh, he did. You could see he was trying to keep it off as someone. Who is that? That's just a little bit wide through turn 1, coming under pressure from Brandon.
I think Dave would have been fine, Alex, if it wasn't for that wall that was pretty much 90 degrees facing him.
Well, this was the thing. You could just tell when he was like, I'm trying, and then he was like, I'm not going to do it, and then just steered into it in the end. It's just like,
here we go. Zitterbart, as you mentioned, into the hairpin. He's going to get both of them. From the inside, he's going to get number 32 as well. That's Borges. In fact, Borges goes wide, and actually Brandon has snuck through to lead this pack.
He had the tight line there, didn't he? Just give him a little nudge wide.
We saw
Borges, but Evdoka through as well. So
we saw Evdoka and Brandon on Thursday night, did we not? In the BSRTC, they were around, weren't they?
Oh, we didn't do it.
Yeah, and they were doing quite well apparently, weren't they, as well?
They did do well.
So you know, they seem to enjoy the racing, seem to enjoy racing together as well, and yeah, it seems to be exceptionally well at the moment. It's, 2 British drivers, I believe.
7.8 seconds is the gap at the front, I think, once they come across the start-finish line. So
that's what the battling is, though, isn't it?
Yeah, Tony, your teammate, that good start has let him rip it up a little bit.
As I said earlier, he has the advantage for sure, and you know he can build up quite a lead between now and the first pit stop. If I was him, I'd stay out as long as I've got.
Oh, Borges! Sorry, Tony. Borges at turn 1, all the way off on the right-hand side. He's going to come on just in front of Gantar and Whiting, and that nearly put Gantar into Whiting. Whiting nearly went off the track. Oh dear me, I saw that as well. White Gantar. They're having to clench slightly, I think.
Yeah. I'm not sure about slightly. I'd have been clenching big time.
Been wishing he won the brown pants on that one. Dear me.
Oops, Lattimore just got into the back.
There's about 4 cars crashing. There's loads of them. They're still going, Tony. Oh, and it's still going. There's more of it. Who was that? That was Vince Sullivan who ended up getting some of it as well. Oh, dear. Oh, and he's round. He's on the bank. He's stuck. Oh, he's off the bank. Alex, what on earth happened there? You might have to go back and have a look at that.
Well, this is the thing. Who's the main people involved in that?
Did Michael was in that, Tony?
Well, it started with Stephen giving Michael a nudge, and then it went to hell from there.
It did go to hell. That's about the best description we've had on the channel all week, because that's pretty much what happened. It went to hell in a handbasket. Oh, so yeah, it started with Latimore on Taliancic, so the two championship contenders hitting each other, and then behind it, yeah, Alex, it sounds like you're seeing it.
Yeah, exactly that. So just watching Latimore's car, his car got absolutely mullered.
And then someone tries to go through the middle. Who's that? 555 Bogachev tries to go through them, and at one bit there were 3, 4, 5 wide. I don't know what they were, but and then they were still crashing a bit later on as well. Wow, that was a great incident. That was bizarre. But what happened in the initial one then? It looked like
just up the inside.
The door on
No, I don't think he closed the door. I just think, that just the slightest of contact just got the back end of Michael's car out, and then from there everybody just had to check up, and you know what it's like when there's just no room on the track.
Michael up to 11th, and
yeah, actually I think he came out the best out of that, didn't he?
Stephen is not up to 11th. Let's face it, he's all the way down. He's got terrible damage at the moment.
He's been into the pits as well. That's what I'm pointing out. He needed to. His car was crabbing and everything. He had no choice. So an extra pit stop for him, Tony.
Yeah, it's too early for to make it to the end now. So he'll have to stop with probably 5 or 6 laps left to go.
That's the disadvantage of the early stop. But he had to do it. He would have lost more time than just an extra pit stop, I think. So terrible damage.
He'll have clear track ahead of him, and hopefully he can make him some places.
Now, I've got a feeling, Alex, with Chris Jackson leading by 8.5 seconds, that with some of the drivers coming through, we know how fast some of those guys are. He's going to need every one of those seconds.
Yeah,
because he is a fast driver, but there's some very fast guys there over the course of 36 laps.
I'm looking at the lap times right now, and if he just carries on doing his thing, I don't think he's got anything to worry about. To be honest, the lap time's looking good. So.
Oh yeah, I don't mean they're going to catch him, but I mean he's going to have to. He's going to be glad of that 8-second lead. Put it this way, by the end.
Yeah, as we saw a massive lock up there from Carsten, but avoided hitting anyone. But yeah, I think you're right. I think he's got to carry on that. He's got to keep pushing. He won't be able to let off the accelerator at all on this one. So, but yeah, he'll be loving that fact that he's got an 8.5 second gap right now.
So Tony, obviously you've been in this position before. You've got a big lead early on in the race. You've just got to make sure then, as you said so aptly in the first race, eyes forward, but make sure you do little things right, like getting the fuel right, hitting your pit box, making sure you get the right amount of tyres and things. You've just got to focus now, haven't you?
Yeah, absolutely. Getting into pit lane here, it's very easy to speed because you can carry a lot of speed on the entrance road. So he's got to be careful there, and obviously, just see that Brandon took out about a half second on him on that last lap, so he has to maintain focus.
There's a side-by-side battle right now.
1/10 of a second, Tony, only, so not too bad.
Sorry, guys.
Sorry, yeah.
But yeah, just to carry your point on, Woody, there, 1/10 of a second, a 0.5 against a 0.4 at the front, so they're very evenly matched.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there.
No, sorry, yeah.
He wasn't a bad one for. Oh, up the inside he goes, Cantor. And yeah, he's going to make that, so that's well done.
Yeah, I could see him side by side, sorry, so I had to butt in.
Nice. Can't I interrupt you enough, let's face it. Bishman and Taliancic going side by side, then Carsten in that yellow machine. Crazy yellow, it's got written on the side of it, and he's hit! Taliancic, contact there. And then car 73, Klaus Winter is going to get in the action. Winter is here, and he's on the move. Sorry, I've not said that for a good couple of months, so I'm allowed to say it this time.
while we're waiting for the next season as well, of course.
Well, that's going to be a while, isn't it? I think.
Not till what is it?
19?
June. No. It's still going to be next year.
Oh, is it?
I think they were saying, what is it, August, sometime like that. Next year.
There you go.
It's a bit later, but it's not. But yeah, there were rumours of 2019. So.
Nice. Well, Klaus Richter hasn't got that long. He's only got the 28 laps, so he's not. Yeah, but he's closing in on Peachman. He was 0.8 of a second quicker that time. Let's have a look at the gap at the front. It's 8.4. Actually, Jackson there took 1/10 out of Brandon this time. Let's see what the other guys are doing compared to him. You know what? He's the fastest man on the track, Chris Jackson. So, saying about those 0.8 of a second. Let's have a look. What's Latimore doing? Latimore's the only one. 32.0. So Jackson faster than everyone. And Tony, that'll be music to your ears, won't it, my friend?
Well, I'm glad for Chris. He's had some bad luck this year, and it'd be nice to. I'm not going to do the commentator's curse.
Oh, you will at some point. Maybe not today, but maybe next time. We were just talking about that off air. Actually, the commentator's curse. It is real, and it does happen a lot. Evdoka absolutely sliding the car, going over the Lucky Heights there in pursuit of Johnny Brandon. The battling going on there between those two. I'd say good battling. It's not a direct battle, but they're matching each other for pace, Alex. There's not really been much. There's not really much to choose between them. They've been 0.8 of a second apart for quite some time.
Yeah. Just keep an eye on that one, see if how it evolves, whether tyre wear is better on one car or not.
Jackson took half a second out of them on that lap, by the way, though. He's 30s now, so getting quicker. It's Chris Jackson. Gantar, likewise. Gantar, the fastest man on the track by 0.03 of a second on the previous lap, so they're going well for him. Latimore's in the low 31s, but as we said with Latimore, unfortunately for him, he's going to have to box one more time.
Warmingham was looking at a move, Richard, in the 909 machine.
I keep wanting to say Warmington.
Yeah, I nearly did it, I have to say. We know, obviously, Mark very, very well. I'm not sure if Mark's driven this series. I don't think he has. But
he used to drive the car, though, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Drive with us on a Saturday morning. Yeah. Remember that? Because half the time, because sometimes I used to turn up to the races and get disqualified, probably about 3/4 of the way through. That's usually what happened.
What's going on with
Winter versus Borges?
Yeah, that was exactly that battle. Just having a little look at. So
it's all right. So we're all good. Great minds and all that. Borges, who started 5th, he's down to 8. He's not
behind him.
He's struggling a bit actually. This, I think, this season it's not been quite as good for him, Tony. I think as it was last time round.
But I think overall the competition in the series has stepped up, and we've had a lot of new drivers enter the series that are very quick as well.
It's a good point, actually. And but that's what you want, isn't it? Especially as the reigning champion, that's what you want. You want it to ramp up a bit. You want it to be more of a challenge because it should be better.
Absolutely, and we've had an influx of the fellows from Australia this year, and it just I think elevates the competition level all the way around.
It'll also elevate their anger as well, because they have to get up at some sort of silly time, I would imagine, to do this.
It's 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. in the morning for them.
Welcome, will they? Fieldsy boys. We know about doing races at 1-2 o'clock in the morning, Alex. Anyway, here we go, and that's Bibi having a look on Borges, but Borges getting it wrong at the Honda hairpin, and Bibi goes through, so that's a place for Lewis. Lewis up to 9th now, so he's another one, Alex, who seems to be able to get in any car and drive it fairly quickly.
Yeah, he seems to do well, doesn't he? No matter what he drives. And doing well again today, trying to move forward.
I think if there's one thing that Lewis needs to do is he needs to work a little bit on his qualification.
Exactly.
He seems to struggle with it, whether it's slightly intentional in some of the races or whether it's just maybe not getting the laps in. He just needs to. I think he'd be a force within the races if he can really solidify a good grid position.
I think you're right. Looking at a battle, just behind Bibi. and that's Perez, and going through, up and into 10th place.
He's a good one. I think Perez. I think he will. I think he'll just get better and better. And it, alongside it's Borges again, then in the thick of the action. Oh, he tries the outside. He misjudges it. Now he goes off onto the grass. He's going to come back on. And if there's one side of the track you want to go off on, Tony, through turn one, it's that side. You don't want to go off on the other side.
Tony forgetting to press his button again, I would say. Or we've lost
Yeah,
him.
sorry, I was just watching Michael. He's up to 6th place now.
You'd be amazed now how many times, right, somebody asks us a question, and it happens, you know, even for as long as we've done this, it happens a lot. And we'll just be watching the race. Because, you know, at the end of the day, we're fans of the racing as well, and sometimes we just get wrapped up in the racing. We're not thinking we're having to talk about it, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, I do all the time.
It's true, isn't it? It's like, sorry, I was just watching the battle. It's like, all right. Yeah. Okay.
Or it's just on the chat, you know, that's my worst.
Yeah.
I'm talking to people on the chat, it's like, oh dear.
Oh, off goes Zitterbart, and he's gone into the fence.
He had already quite a bit of rear damage, didn't he? So that's going to make it worse. Let's have a
Well,
look.
that's going to mean that downforce is not there, and the rear overtaking the front of the car, and into the fence goes Zitterbart. I think he can make it now, Tony, if he comes in, and he is.
Yeah, if he comes in now, he should be fine for the end of the race.
It looks more like a family saloon car now than a V8 supercar without that rear spoiler on it. And he's going to come in
with fast repair.
Come in and get a new one. Yep. Insta spoiler.
Yeah, it didn't cause him too much issues, did it, at the front? He didn't hit it that hard, so he just lost the rear, didn't he? And I think that was because of the issues. Another driver in, Katie's into the pits as well, followed, and also no rear spoiler once again. That's 2 races in a row, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is indeed. I think I have raced Katie. I think in the, I think it was our old V8 Supercar Championship that we used to run. I'm pretty sure she did a couple of races in that. I think I was racing her at Donington. One of the races that I did. The only reason I remember that is I remember you giving me a lot of stick because I pitted. I was the last driver to pit out of everyone, and you kept just going, "No, you're not coming in this time. Oh, okay, he's not coming in again and again and again. He's staying out. He's staying out." And finally, I came in, did a few laps, and then got disqualified. See, that tended to be it on a Saturday morning, to be honest. Might have been intoxicated. I can't quite remember, but it was a good race.
I want to say it was, who was the other?
Not as intoxicated as Adam Bath, anyway, was at the Kia World Series, but that's another thing.
I think it Simon Black's other half that used to race on the Saturdays as well. She was good.
Yes. I can't remember for the life of me what her name was, but and Borges again nearly going off turn one. I have kittens a little bit when I see somebody going that wide, but yeah, that was a good league on the Saturday, I think.
We've got
it's good fun.
Got some tasty battles starting to form up. Stephen Phillips coming under pressure now. Marco in his 177 car is getting closer and closer.
20 positions gained for Michael, and he's done well so far. Tony's got through the field. He's not made any mistakes. He's not had any contact. Maybe a tiny bit of contact, but nothing severe.
It's important he gets by Stephen here, and then he's got clear track.
Sorry, he nearly ran into him there. I was locked up trying to desperately avoid him. Sorry, you were saying?
You should be able to get by him on the front straight here, and then he's got 9 seconds to the car in front from there. So I would try and stretch this out as much as I could. He's got really good pace now, and projected, I would say, to 3rd position by the end of the race.
It's possibly can get there, isn't it? But I think it's still a tall order in terms of the time left. What have we got? We've got 22 laps to go, so yeah, it's going to be interesting to see whether he can make it. But you're right, if he's going to make it, he's going to have any chance, he's going to have to get through quickly. It's a bit like what Vettel was doing at the Mexican Grand Prix, Alex, isn't it? He was quite some way behind, and he just didn't get his overtakes done quick enough to make any real inroads, did he?
Yeah, that was it, exactly. There's another battle going on out there as well, very similar sort of gap between them. That's between Michael Evdoka and Dormganta. So Evdoka going very defensive into the hairpin that time to protect that position. But still, Michael trying to get past even here.
Gantar is on the charge. Just half a second behind, as you can see. Michael might try it at the top of the hill, Alex, if he's brave, into MG, but as Tony said, it's a very difficult overtaking place.
Got another spin, unfortunately, for Jose there, losing it.
No way, Jose, on this occasion. But it's a tough one, isn't it? I mean, it's not the easiest track. It's a veteran track of the iRacing service, but it's a tough one. It's one that you go to and you never think it's going to be particularly hard, and then you drive it and then you realise just how tough it is.
Yeah, it looks like it should be simple, doesn't it, on paper, but actually is a very technical circuit. There's so many little things, you compromise lines here, there and everywhere, and need to use some of the camber here and there. So
a lot of undulations, yeah, like the camber changes are difficult. And the fact that it's an old school track is what I absolutely love as well. Tony, I think one of the best things about the circuit is if you make a mistake, you're going to go onto the grass and you're going to go into the gravel. You don't have a get out of jail free card.
Oh, well, there's a mistake, big mistake. As Evdoka just runs in a little deep into the hairpin, tries to use the loud pedal to get the car rotating, gets himself all sideways on the exit, has to give up that place to Gantar.
Gantar through onto the podium then at the moment. We'll see how that one plays out with Evdoka. 31.3 for Chris Jackson. This is the pace, this is the power and the force that we've never seen before from Chris Jackson. We've not seen this for a long time, Tony, from him.
Well, clear track really helps, and you know, not having to contend with practice or with traffic. Chris does have the pace, but today he's absolutely showing it for 16 laps.
He's got more laps to go as well, and he's got about half the race distance still to go. So he's got to just keep it clean, keep it tied in. I'm sure. On the way to the victories, 11 seconds clear at the moment over Johnny Brandon. And, yeah, it's a fantastic performance, really. We said the reverse grid had benefited him, Alex, and well, he's definitely done one of the best first halves of a race I've seen all season so far.
Yeah, I mean, the only downside with being 11.5 seconds in the front is not getting much airtime, because I keep focusing the camera on the battles further back. So sorry about that, Chris. And without further ado as well, there's a battle going on further back. Clyde Whiting, Bill Switzer having a go. Whiting through, carries the momentum in, and now Bill's got trouble from his teammate behind.
And we just had an incident between Teljanich and Phillips.
Let's have a look then. Oh, that was at the hairpin. Let's have a little look at that back then. So, Phillips goes wide. In fact, there's there's absolutely nothing there. Nothing in that at all. Phillips just loses the rear on the way into the hairpin, and through goes Teljanich. So that was that's a free position effectively for Michael. Mistake by Phillips. Phillips is still ahead of Perez, but that's in 8th place now, mate. Alex, have you seen anything further down the field that's caught your eye? In fact, I have. Oh, it's somebody off. Who's that? Oh, that's Benoit Trent getting out of the way. There's a battle going on between Borges, Switzer, Warmingham and Sullivan all over that sort of 15th, 16th place.
Yeah, that's the one I'm looking at the moment as well. It's just having a look, see who has pitted. No one really sort of that was up further up yet, so people trying to run this first stint out somewhat.
Yeah, you're right. Should they go for a long one? Warmingham's got some big damage on the front left corner, and I wonder if that's affecting him somewhat. 15th he started, 15th he is now.
See, now to me that would make sense to come in. You know, if you've got that kind of damage.
Looks
so
like a
you're the
fair
best,
bit.
Yeah, you're the best man to ask here. You know, that's.
Oh, he's through. He's gone through. He's lost the car. Oh.
When you expose the tyre like that, surely you're suffering aero and maybe there's a bit of suspension damage gone on there as well.
Yeah, if you have the opportunity to take that full repair, you should take it as early as possible. And you may find yourself some clear air after the pit stop that'll help you out as well.
Just got to get into that window, haven't you, Tony, just to make sure that you can definitely get there, because there's nothing worse. We've seen people run out of fuel in this series, and there is nothing worse for them.
Doka into the pits, so first of the front runners to jump into the box then.
Winter is in as well. Winter is coming in. And who else? Phillips is in as well after his spin, so that makes a bit of sense. And Doka comes out of the pits then. Good stop from him. And that he was in 9th place. Oh, sorry, he wasn't in 9th place at all. He just crossed the timing line in 9th place. So he's out behind Warmingham, so I think that is 11th now. But he's got a nice clear track, Tony, so these are the times when you can put in those fast laps and, nice clean laps and see how you can get on.
Yeah, absolutely. Now's the ideal time to try and put in some fast ones and to try and close down the gap.
Right, so 11.8 seconds is the lead at the moment for Jackson. Brandon's in the pits now, so struggling, it looked like, to get it slowed down for the cone. So he goes down the pit lane, 65 kilometers an hour. Into the pit box he goes. Does he make it in? Quite conservative into the pits, but he hammers the brakes on, gets it done. It's into the box, and now it's just a waiting game. Are you taking a full set of tyres here, Tony?
Yes, for sure.
Full set then, and
there's no time lost when you take a full set of tires with the amount of fuel that they have to take.
Yeah, I was going to say the fueling takes a fair amount of time here, so he's going to have 17 laps to go when he emerges from the pits. You can see just in front of him, Perez is also in the pits.
Seems like a really long stop to me. Like, really long.
It's quite long. Let's see what
42.3 seconds. That's got to be a slowdown. Speeding penalty as well, surely.
He did look like he twitched on the way in. I wonder if he was really having some trouble.
Comes out just in front of Pibby.
With the pit lane commitment cone, actually,
Yeah, Doka way clear. Was a 23.7 stop for him. So, yeah. These things make mistakes.
Oh yeah, there's no way he made that. There's no way he slowed it down for the line. He was all over the place.
I have to say, first race back today, and my pit in was pretty steady. I have to say, I was way too slow coming in, but I just didn't want to do that. You were going to say you sped in the pits. No, I just didn't want to do that. That's the thing, you can take things to the absolute limits with worn out tyres and stuff like that, and sometimes you just can't get it stopped. And I was acutely aware that I'd done many pit stop practices as well, so.
Of course, you've got to weigh it up. You'd rather lose half a second to a second by having a steady pit in than missing your pit box or something, or spinning in the pits and having what happened there happen to you.
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah, I wouldn't have been able to deal with a 20-second loss, but
you would have finished in where? 10th, 15th if you'd have had a 20-second loss.
Yeah, something like that.
So no point messing about doing that. You remember my pit lane entry from the World Cup, don't you?
I can't remember it. Sorry, off the top of my head, I can't remember it.
I was nearly 90 degrees to the track.
Oh.
as I came into the pits on the oval, all crossed up to heck. But that was.
Oh no, God, yeah, I do remember. Yeah, I do remember now that one. God, that was
the commentators were absolutely crazy over it. It was brilliant. But yeah, that was safe to say that was a late decision to pit, and I got an unsafe pit entry for that. Dear.
with Doka. So
I'm either really, really good in the pits or really, really sort of bad, I think it seems, I think. Oh, now that's Bibby getting quite out of shape, and Winter's quite close. If he'll be able to get there, though. He's made up 14 places as Klaus, Alex. That's pretty good.
Yeah, none too shabby. I have to say, I like the livery that he's got on as well. Looks nice.
Smart.
But yeah, Bibby, how many's he up? He's up 6 as well, so he's done a good job. And he used a cheap car. So top 3 still haven't pitted. Let's have a quick look at Jackson. We haven't given him too much love in this one. We've only got 14 laps to go or so. Let's jump on board. Hopefully he will be due into the pits in a moment. Gantar and Italian behind, still to stay out as well. So we won't really see kind of what Brandon's time loss is going to be like as far as track position goes until these guys all come in.
Now, all 3 of us, I know Tony definitely has, but we've all had races in this commentary box where we've won by quite a substantial amount, and we've tuned into the broadcast all excited, wanting to watch the broadcast back and see how we've got on, and we don't get shown, Tony.
That happens from time to time, but I'll take the win as opposed to the airtime anytime. I see that Chris didn't come in again, but one thing I have to say, Chris has been very steady on his laps. 31.7 that lap, 31.6 the lap before, and with 22 laps on his tires now, he's done very well.
Roughly for every lap that you stay out, how much time would you say that you save in the pits?
Well, he's going to have to take probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 14 gallons, so he's not going to save too much. I think that pretty much everyone's taking the same amount of fuel.
So he doesn't need that much fuel, really. That's not really a lot, is it? No.
Yeah, no, the one benefit he does have now, though, is that he's lighter, and when he comes out of the pits on fresh tires, he'll probably set some very, very good times.
It's going to be easier on the tyres as well. Italian's also having that benefit coming out of the pits. That was a good stop, Alex, it looked like.
16.8, couldn't stay in front of Doka, but he will stay ahead of... Stephen's probably going to have one more pit, isn't he, anyway?
He was about 9 seconds behind Doka, though, wasn't he, I think? Is that right? Oh, no, he had a mistake, though, didn't he?
Yeah, I don't think he was that far... I don't think he was that far behind.
Actually, I think Michael was actually 13 seconds behind the Gantar-Doka fight.
Oh,
okay. He was quite a way behind. I think Doka then made his mistake, didn't he? And then... Yeah, so Michael has getting some time. He's 7 seconds ahead of Latimore as well, but remember, Latimore's going to have to pit again.
Jackson's last lap was 32.3, so if I was Chris, I'd be coming in now.
Yeah, Gantar's in as well, so...
Yeah, the others are doing 31, but that's not too bad. That's an issue for the moment, but I'm always... I think, at the moment, Alex, with the way that the tyres are... just in general, I think on iRacing, I think it's always better really to wait as long as you can and take as little fuel as possible. There's going to be traffic for Jackson now, actually, so he might as well get in the pits this lap.
Yeah, I think it can still ebb and flow a little bit to what's the best strategy. A lot of it can do with track position. Track position's key, isn't it? So.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I mean it's king, and the thing is obviously we see a lot in the Ricmatech Sports Car series that we cover here, and also the MX-5s, and maybe not the MX-5s so much, but some of the other series. The fuel saving is quite a thing, and obviously when you're out in front, Tony, it makes fuel saving. It makes it maybe a little harder because you don't have that car in front to sort of get the slipstream off and save the fuel that way as Jackson pits.
Absolutely, but fuel isn't really a concern in this race. There's plenty that to start with, and then what they're taking now will get them to the end easily.
Yeah. But sometimes, as we've seen the fuel saving though, as even if it's not needed so much in some of the other series that we cover, that they'll save a little bit anyway just to get in that extra lap, won't they? So they're just getting that little maybe extra second in the pits or so.
Yeah, exactly. You know, that can all count, can't it? So you just don't have to fill up quite so much. Right, well, we're looking for anything around a 20-second stop. Anything more than that, we might be a little bit concerned.
He looked like he was quite controlled into the pit box. Good stop, it looks like.
20.6 seconds, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, they're not even coming around the final corner yet. Just about coming around the final corner is Gantar. So that is worked out. That's worked out beautifully well for Jackson, and I think he's well on his way now to race victory. Just needs to keep it on the track.
I remember
on the
when
island, literally.
Yeah, I remember when you couldn't exit the pits like that. You know.
Yes.
You had to use the long lane. Remember that? That was
You
quite.
have to use the long exit, I think. Don't you?
That was quite a few seasons ago. That was changed.
Yeah, because I wondered actually why there was a car that had come out that you said had pitted that I'd seen on the track much earlier down the straight, because I guess that was because I guess I still thought you had to go around the long way around.
Yeah, I remember it giving you an unsafe pit exit. So but yeah, I think if I was right in saying that all of the V8 supercar guys basically kicked up a stink because that's the way they exit in the real life. You know, they just the short one. Yeah, exactly, and they don't.
Probably makes sense actually, because the actual lane, the actual long lane is very narrow, isn't it? So
yeah, and it's as bumpy as hell as well.
It's not easy for those cars to get out of there, I wouldn't imagine. So, there was a point I was going to make. Oh yeah, just a little one on you being back in the Pro Series again. So obviously he's not really been in the field of that many cars for quite a few months. So, or at least not properly. I know you did Nürburgring, but
Moon sideways. Sorry.
Was it
on the straight? But yeah, just recovering.
Oh, like as in properly sideways, like blocking the track. Yeah. All right. Oh dear. What happened?
No idea.
It looked like that way down, that far down.
Don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
It looks like
down
he's
now. So
got damage. He's got damage.
Some real problem with that though.
He's got suspension damage, you know.
Laxmore's had his second stop. Sorry, come back to your point in a second. But he's come out in 11th place. He's 0.2 of a second behind Solomon right now as well. Of course, far fresher tyres, looking to go around the outside. That's not easy to do. You
don't see that at MG very often, but now he's going to try. He's going to have some. Look at the grip he's got. Look at the grip he's got through this final corner, and he's going to go take a nice wide sweeping line, get right in the slipstream, and use every kilometre an hour he can to power past. And speaking of kilometres an hour, we've got over 270 of them going down the main straight. Of 280 as they hit the brakes. Turn 1. That is 170 miles an hour or more, isn't it, Alex?
I'm rubbish at maths and conversion.
So, that's fine.
So I don't know.
Fast anyway. That's all we need.
It is fast.
Very fast. It's almost as fast as the Kia does at the mod. Oh, speaking of which, you know about that as well. That was a big pack of cars you were in.
Oh yeah, indeed. Fortunately, Google is my friend, and it's 173.984 miles an hour.
There you go. He's given Tony. To be fair, he's got me on that one. He got me 3 decimal places, so you can't ask for more than that, can you?
So Jackson's in the 30s. Mike Talianich turned a 30.5 2 laps ago.
Yeah, good lap from him. Gantar 30.4. On that lap as well. I don't think he's got enough laps to go, but that is a good pace to be setting at this point.
What Jackson's got right now is a whole load of traffic, though.
Oh, he has.
Three cars. This is really going to slow him down somewhat. So this will give those guys behind, some belief that they can maybe hunt this down.
But again, they're going to have to come up to this as well.
Yeah, oh, you're right. And they've got to come
potentially at least. Anyway,
they've got to do a second lap now. So I mean, it really is. It's not doable. Chris just needs to make sure.
Oh no, he needs to avoid things like that.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly what I was going to say. Just needs to make sure he doesn't get caught up with any of the back markers or anything like that.
Ego Bembig. Oh, and somebody loses it behind Jackson. He needs to get out of there quickly. I think
the lap from hell.
Woodward, I think, losing it. Oh, there he goes. Woodward goes through, takes the place. Thank you very much. He goes.
I had 2 cars going through the uphill right-hander Interlagos today that just lost it in front of me as well. I was like, where do I go here? So,
no, Ventus in the gravel as well at the last corner.
feeling.
But again,
Chris
you
is
don't
in pain.
expect that though. And a track like Interlagos as well, if someone loses it in front of you, it's quite hard to get out of the way.
Yeah.
So I know that from experience as well.
Yeah, when Riley lost it in front of me, you know, with fair to say I was piling on the pressure a little bit. Yeah, it was that was a squeaky bum moment for sure.
Jackson getting by Pickett Norris, who was scheduled to start in second place, but he decided to take to the pit lane and is in 21st place, so not bad effort from him so far. He's just behind Jose Borges, so if he can catch him by the end of the race. Borges did a 39 on the last lap, so he's got awful damage. That's why Tony's absolutely knackered out there.
I was just going to say, Doman will have the bit firmly between his teeth now because he's caught up about 2.5 seconds on Chris in the last couple of laps while Chris was fighting traffic there.
It might take him a couple of weeks to get there, though. I think in the end, the thing is, he'll get the bit between his teeth, and he'll be really encouraged with it all. And then he'll see all that traffic, and he'll go, what do I have to do here? Because there's one of the cars is into the pits, Borges, and I'm not surprised, Alex, because his car looks awful out there.
Yeah, he's been in the wars, hasn't he, in this one for sure.
In both meetings, really.
It's just Ben Bick and Norris, really, isn't it? That was the closest battle out there. As Ben Bick runs wide on turn 1, puts that one. Doesn't put it to bed.
But he loses a bit of time.
Looks like he's got the pace over Pickett Norris here, though. I have to say.
Oh, Norris nearly loses it through the Stoner corner. Good battle though, this over 20th and 21st. So it looks like that one might go for some time. What else is out there? Solomon and Holter are quite close together, but I think Solomon's pulling away slowly on that one. It was 4/10, it's now going to be 6/10, so not too bad. Holter's still in the draft range. The lead of Chris Jackson is 7.6 seconds. Gantar took another 6/10 out of him on that previous lap. But I think the key, Tony, is going to be this lap because he's got the final corner to come. And then we'll see what he's managed to do as he's back in clear air again.
Oh, Gantar can see the traffic in front of him as well, getting all kinds of out of shape. So that'll make him a little bit more hesitant to go through this traffic.
And
really
30.8 for Jackson, so right back on form for him. Gantar 30.6, so Jackson has stopped the bleeding, and that might be just enough to give him, well, shall we say a comfortable advantage, Tony? I'm not going to say anything controversial, but it'll be a slightly easier time of it for him from now on.
I don't think so. Doman almost has to take a second a lap out, so we'll see how it's going. Michael's catching up to the Duncan. Yeah.
Michael's
catching Michael, and he's down to 2 seconds as well, so there's an opportunity for Talianich to still get on the podium.
Yeah, I think you're right there, and 8/10 of a second. I think Avdoka can go quicker than a 32.0, but again, he's going to have to get he's going to have to put the foot down somewhat. What did he do on the previous lap to that? He was in the 31, so he lost half a second more than he did on the previous lap. So we'll definitely keep an eye. In fact, Alex, maybe we should have a little look at that battle because I think that's going to come alive in the next couple of laps. Maybe go on board with Talianchis and see if he can tell us what he's doing in the car.
Yeah, well, we're already watching that battle, so yeah, we'll stay with that for the moment because you're right, that's coming down.
We should see that closing in over the next couple of laps.
I've got a controversial question for Tony here, though. Where does he think he would have been in this race right now if he was able to, without that injury?
Starting from the back of about where Michael was, I'm thinking that I'd probably be in 3rd or 4th. Similar to Michael, I think we both have equal pace, and Chris just had so much of an advantage by being able to start up front. pull that lead out. And Doman, as you know, is a very steady driver. So I think first and second would have been out of reach. Third and fourth would have been respectable.
It's too nice. Too nice, isn't he, Woody? I'd have said, I'd have just been smacking my teammate all over the place. I'd have caught him up, no problem.
I know you would have had him off the track as well, so I'm not going to say anything, really. But I think you're right. Honestly, I think you're right there, Tony. Because Michael really has driven... Well, in fact, Dorman, I would say, considering Dorman is 13 seconds ahead of Michael, and they only started 2 positions apart, I would say that Dorman's pretty much driven a perfect race, Alex. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I think so. Really,
and he's only got within 7.5, so...
Yeah, he cut through the traffic really quickly at the start. That's what's made the difference. You know, those first 3 or 4 laps, he just sliced his way through it. I'm going to say, for those people who watch our BSR races, like Ash Sutton style, you know, just straight through. And that's what's give him that sort of P2 right now. But, yeah, you know...
You'd also be daft if you think that Ash Sutton doing the BSRTC didn't help him win the British Touring Car Championship this year, because it just gives you all that experience of fighting around other cars, and what other spotting danger, I think, as well, is one of the things that it gives you.
Exactly. He's just honing his racecraft, isn't he? You know, a couple of times a week, you know, while the other drivers are just doing it on the racetrack, you know? It's like, because at some point they're all going to click on to what this is all about, and we'll see them all start to do it.
Because that's the thing, Tony, like, obviously, the first couple of seasons that I covered as a broadcaster here, and, you know, we didn't have the reverse grid, and we knew that it would be a big change for the series. But I think this is one of the few, I'm not going to say one of the few series, because it's a little harsh on some of the other series, but one of the better applications of the reverse grid, because I think it's mixed up the racing just enough to make it interesting, but also for you guys it's probably been quite a big benefit of, you know, getting to do a lot more overtaking and strategy and things like that.
I think it's actually benefited everyone in the series, and you know, some of the guys that traditionally are near the back get the opportunity to be up front, and there is a lot more passing going on, and that's good for everybody in the series. I think that it builds everyone's confidence.
Oh, he's lost it. Evdoka's lost it at the MG corner, and Talyancic goes through. There's the mistake, and he wasn't right on him, Alex, but it didn't really matter.
No, it was just that pressure building, wasn't it? He was knocking it down. The interval was less than a second, and I think in the end, just got the better of him, and got the line wrong, and blocked the rears, I think, because he popped over the crest there at Lucky Heights. So, and around she came. Did well to keep the car somewhat pointing forward, and only lost 2 seconds.
2 seconds.
Yeah. And the car was almost perpendicular to the track at one point.
That's pretty good. Not good, obviously, losing that place, but very good that he's still in the race and still going. But yeah, Tony, just to finish your point, I think we saw it with the BSRTC and things like that as well. It just means that the drivers, they get the chance to race with the top drivers as well, and really gain knowledge and experience from them, I think.
It elevates the entire series.
I mean, I know when I've done a handful of BSRTC races, and one of the things, Alex, that I think has helped me so much is when, you know, you are...
sorry, Andrew, side by side into turn 1, Lattimore and Fitz-Solomon. They make a little bit of contact, but both survive. Solomon still holds on for the moment, as he has the inside line for turn 2. But yeah, Lattimore definitely got the bit between his teeth. Fresher tyres, of course, because he had the late pit stop. And trying to get the run. Pulls out once again from the slipstream. Late on the brakes. Oh, I think he's got this done, as Pitt's car was squirming under the braking. And up and through for Stephen.
Lattimore lost 6 seconds 2 laps ago, so I wonder if he had a spin or something, because he did a 38.0, and that was after his second pit stop as well. So it's not gone that well for Lattimore, but still, you know what, top 10. Tony, I don't think that's going to be too much of a disappointment for him, considering what's happened in this round.
He's made up 15 positions overall, and I think that...
there goes Solomon. Solomon off, and again it's locking the rears on the way into MG, Tony, and it's so easy to do, but makes you look a bit stupid, but it's it's a difficult corner.
I think we've all done it there. If you just brake wrong and catch that curve, it's so easy to spin in that particular area.
I remember, Alex, when we did iRacing Grand Prix Series practice here quite a few years ago. That was so easy to do.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the car is almost flat out through that corner going through it as well.
That was in the way.
Yeah. So you're carrying real heavy speed through there. So you pop over the crest, the car comes light, and you're trying to get the thing stopped,
And you get the line wrong as well to boot, and then you're in all sorts of trouble.
Yeah, so I don't think it matters what car you drive around here. That corner is tough.
Very, very tough. And Chris Jackson is tough as well, and he's showing that here. Wasn't a very good race 1 for him, but race 2's been absolutely perfect for him so far. He just needs to be patient coming through this traffic. He's got 4 laps to go before he sees the checkered flag.
4?
Sorry. Oh, sorry, 4. Sorry, no, only 2. All right. We're okay.
I was going to say,
sorry,
I
was getting me 6s and me 8s mixed up.
I was going to say, I know I'm bad at maths, but...
Well, I've just joined you, I think, in the bottom set for that one, I'm afraid. Dear me, sorry, get 2 laps. I thought it was for some reason I thought 38 laps, I noticed 36. I don't know. Anyway.
This is the other good thing about a reverse grid. You can have an absolute doozy, can't you, in the first race, and it kind of comes back to you, and you can enjoy it for being at the front, kind of thing, with only a few cars, and it sort of recovers your night for you.
It also gives you a chance. Don't ever underestimate when you have a chance to win. I mean, I was of what that can do to you. I mean, the race I won at Brands Hatch in the Club Series, I started in 6th place, and I thought, you know what? I don't really think I can get there, but you know what? There's a chance. And I thought the people in front of me were maybe not quite as quick, and I thought if I can just get them. And I got a couple, then I picked off another one, then another one, and suddenly you've got. Like I say, you can't underestimate when you have that opportunity. That you can sometimes just go and grab it, Tony. Even if maybe you've no right to win the race, you can sometimes just find that little bit of extra inside yourself.
Absolutely, I think you can gain confidence with every position, and I think this is a race for Chris where he's going to regain some of that confidence he was missing earlier. He's had some unfortunate luck this year, and to lead this one from start to finish is an excellent race for him.
Yeah, indeed, and around the Honda hairpin then for the final time, and just been a dominating performance so far for him. We've got side-by-side action actually behind him. Carson Peachman and Victor Morozov were battling over 16th place, and that one might not be quite finished with. Morozov, in fact, Morozov gets a fantastic exit. Peachman slides the car and might have an opportunity, but I don't think he's going to quite have enough on this section.
It's final lap for them as well, of course, because they are just behind our leader.
Jackson was very steady over the top of the hill, you can tell. He's just nursing the car now to the end. Just 2 corners to go. And like I say, fantastic performance. He started technically 3rd, but he was 2nd, and he produced one of the best starts I've ever seen in an iRacing race. Take the lead, and he's never looked back from there. Chris Jackson, never quit racing, wins race 2 here at Phillip Island in the PenPower Euro V8 Series. We're waiting for Domen Gantar. Here he comes over the line there. 6.9 seconds was the gap. Michael Taljancic, championship leader, strengthens his position again with a podium finish, 3rd position, and some very, very good points, Alex.
Yeah, great drive for him. Evdoko, good drive for him as well, also cooking through. Johnny Brandon couldn't really recover, could he, from that penalty? I mean, let's just have a quick look at where he would have been. Take 20 seconds off of his time as he comes across. He would have been, what, 17 seconds back? So he would have taken 3rd. So, yeah, he's going to kick himself a little bit for that later.
Yeah.
Winter through next, then Bibi, Perez. And here comes Stephen Lattimore as well.
That's still a fair group of them, actually. Lattimore, Phillips, Holter, Pogacar, fairly close together. Only 3 or 4 seconds between them. Lattimore in the end, P9. You know what? I think that's going to be fairly satisfactory for him. not done wonders in terms of the championship, and he's almost off to the sea there. I don't know how far he'll get. But,
yeah, you're right. It's the other way.
yeah, I think he'll be happy with ninth in the end. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, Tony, but I think that means he's down to about fifth in the championship.
Yeah, and I'll drop a little bit more before the end of the year, not being able to compete. I have to say, if you take a look at the top 6 finishers, all other than Jackson started in the 20s and made remarkable gains throughout the race. So congratulations to all those guys.
What's the injury, by the way? We never asked.
Oh, I have a torn ligament in my ankle. So unfortunately, it happens to be my right ankle, so it makes it very difficult to use the gas pedal, and it's a matter of time. But I see Chris is celebrating there. That's his very first V8 win in the series. So
fantastic!
Congratulations to him.
And a worthy winner indeed. And fantastic work by Chris Jackson. And any drivers waiting for the interview? Not quite yet, but I'm sure we will get. I'm sure we'll get a couple of them in. Alex, I really enjoyed that race, mate.
Yeah, thought fantastic race. Like you say, I think the reverse grid worked really, really well. The fall just meant it went down all the way, to the wire, didn't it? With all those different battles, really, the people coming through. So that was good. But Jackson's start really is what did it for him. He got out of that mess that was going on in lap 1, didn't it? And from there, he was just able to push on. So fantastic control performance from him.
Yeah, that was it. And managed to control the field and take the win. Let's take you through the finishing order then. Chris Jackson with the win by 7 seconds over Domen Gantar. Then Michael Taliancic in third. And the other Michael Evdoka in fourth, with Johnny Brandon fifth and Klaus Winter in sixth. Lewis Bibby in seventh, ahead of Andres Redondo Perez in eighth. Stephen Lattimore in P9 in the end, ahead of Stephen Phillips. Kim Holter in 11th, with Nikolai Bogachev in 12th. 13th for Vit Solomon, Katie Taranto in 14th, 15th for Clyde Whiting. And then actually the cars one lap down, quite a few of them. Carsten Peachman, Victor Morjon, Richard Warmingham, Anthony Woodward, David Zitterbart, Brogan Pickett-Norris, Matthew Belton, Bill Switzer and Igor Bembik. 2 laps down, Johan Venter and Ronald van Uytrecht. And then the retirements, Jose Borges, Ronald Moons, and we saw Dave Janssen absolutely smashing his car to pieces, Alex.
Yeah.
Right, so...
Well, let's jump up into the interview channel because Chris Jackson's there. We'll have a quick chat with him, and if anyone else comes in, we can talk to them as well.
So we're in the interview room then, and the man of the hour, Chris Jackson, joins us now. Can you hear us, Chris?
Yeah, I got you guys.
Well, first of all, congratulations. First ever win in the series, and what a way to do it. Absolute domination from start to finish. Can I just talk about the start? What a start.
I don't know if the other guy missed the shift at the beginning, but I felt like I blew by him, and it didn't look like there was a P2 there, so I had free range. You
just went straight for the gap, and it paid off. After that, was it just a case of controlling the race and making sure that your tyres didn't get out of hand or anything like that?
Yeah, I practiced setup basically similar weather conditions, so I knew I had a pretty good setup for full fuel. So I was looking back at the quick guys and saw that I was pulling away from Johnny, which I was happy with, and I noticed Domen. I was just edging him out for a bit there, and I thought he might be the one to watch out for. So basically just managed the tires, put in a bit of extra fuel, tried to keep a gap between lap cars, so it was good.
Well, from about sort of, I don't know, 6 or 7 laps in to the end of the race, you only lost about 1 second to anybody else. So really, it was very nicely done. We said I thought you may need a few more of those seconds, but actually the lap times that you had, you were the fastest man on the track for most of the race. And it's really satisfying, I guess, when that all comes together like that.
Yeah, it was really good. I didn't have my teammates this week, so possibly would have been a bit quicker if Tony was pushing me and helping me with the setup. But I was using the VRS setup and found something that worked with me. And for most of the race there, I just once I got into a kind of groove, I just started to get a bit more cautious when I knew the race was mine to lose. So.
Well, we do have Tony in the commentary box with us. So, Tony, if you want to say anything to Chris, now's your chance.
Well, congratulations, Chris. The Simability Never Quit Racing car looked very good throughout the entire race. Very pleased with your second race, and as Andrew said, the start there was just fabulous. You grabbed that and pulled out a 3-second lead within 2 laps.
Thanks, Tony. My first race was a bit upsetting. I got bumped and then I got a little hot-headed and I was trying to come through the group. So apologies to those I bumped, and it was tough, but this race was a lot more fun.
Well, we've all been there, Chris. we've all had the little incident in the first lap, and then let it get the better of us, I think, a bit later on. Is there any? I mean, I know Tony's already done the sponsors plug for you, so you've got away with that for this week. But is there anybody you'd like to say thank you to or give a shout out?
Definitely my wife. We've got a 10-week-old, 11-week-old now actually, and she let me have this day, so she's off with the in-laws and they're doing shopping and that. So thanks to her, and thanks to Never Quit Racing, Tony, our team, and you guys for doing such a good job. So cheers.
Well, I will say that is the right answer. That's definitely the right answer. Well done, Chris. Brilliant race. Congratulations, and we'll speak to you next time.
Cheers. Thank you very much.
Alex, who's your victim then?
I've got Clyde White in here. Mr. Whiten, welcome to the booth.
Hello.
Mid-pack craziness for you. There always seems to be some sort of battling going on for you today.
I hate this track. I don't know. The first race was just... I made so many stupid mistakes on my own. And just kept dropping down the field, making up some places, dropping down the field. Race 2 was a bit better, some real good battles with a lot of people, and it's always good fun with the faster guys coming through as well. Just a normal race meeting for me, I think.
The team looked like you were having a lot of fun out there as well. It looked like you were battling each other really, really hard. Are you all in comms with each other when all that's going on?
Yeah, most of us are. There's no team orders. It's if there's a gap, go for it. If there isn't a gap, make one.
That's again the right answer. That's the motto you want.
Yeah.
Alex said that he said if he was his teammates out there, he'd be smashing them out of the way and everything. So the right answer.
Yeah, we don't take it too serious. Don't get me wrong. There are some fast guys in the team, but they've been sort of done with work commitments and things like that this season, so the majority of us just we're in it for fun and a good giggle, and as long as we sort of end of the night having a good battle with somebody, then we've done well.
I mean, just what is it about the circuit that you don't like? You said that fairly early on here. Got to be a reason.
Do you know what? If I knew the reason, I could try and do something about it. It's I just whatever
hate
car,
everything about it. It's just like
whatever car I've ever driven around here, I just can't find the right balance. It's I don't know. It's just one of those weird tracks for me.
So how's the balance at Donington then? Because that's obviously up next. How do you like that place?
Yeah, I do like Donington. I've done a number of laps around there in real life as well.
It's the national as well, isn't it? So that's the short. That's
that
the one
is,
without
yeah.
the GP bit. Yeah. So.
Interesting to see what these are like round the Kramers. That could be interesting.
Yeah, definitely. And I think we're going to see some serious attacking of the final chicane as well.
I would have thought so, yes.
Yeah. I see some two-wheel action. I think that would be quite exciting.
Yeah, well, it's the first time we've run Donington, so, hopefully that's going to be another real good one.
Well, we always love watching the races there, and I'm sure it's going to be a fun one.
Yeah, there's plenty of opportunities to overtake there, which always gives good racing or bad crashes, whichever way you look at it.
Well, it's all good then, really, in that case, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what it's about, isn't it?
Awesome stuff then, mate. Anyone you want to give a quick shout out to and thank?
Just a quickie for PenPower, obviously our series sponsors. Done us proud all the way from the start. It's getting towards season 4 time, so PenPower are watching. I'll be knocking soon.
Be bringing his demands. Everything. Clyde, thanks for joining us in the commentary box, mate. It's a pleasure.
No worries, guys. Anytime.
All right, Alex, what do you reckon? Any more for any more? We don't have a lot of time left.
Yeah, let's do one more, and then I think we'll wrap the show up.
Should we get Michael? Yeah, I think we should. Mike joins us in the commentary box. Can you hear us?
Sure can.
Right then. Yeah, good, thank you. Good reverse grid race from yourself. 23 positions gained, and we were sort of saying in the booth with Tony that so he would have expected to be in sort of a similar position. So you drove a good race there. It must have been quite fun.
Oh, it was a bit of fun. It was a bit of carnage as well. There was cars going off left, right and centre. It's pretty tough getting through there. A lot of people want to hold those spots.
Well, race 1, of course, was very good for yourself as well. And what's your...
Just unfortunate at the start there with that little contact with Johnny.
Yeah, it seemed like a little... Alex said there was a little nudge there, and I think not a lot more, but it meant that obviously you were starting quite a way back in race 2. What was the start like from your point of view?
Oh, it was just hectic. I didn't know what to do because there was just cars everywhere. I didn't know where to go, and I'm so good on the brakes that it's really hard to actually pick how other people are going to drive.
So you just got to basically just gamble a little bit, haven't you, at the start? I think in any of these first group races. We were saying to Tony on the commentary actually just how it's probably benefited everyone having these reverse grid races because it just means that your racecraft just improves with every single round.
Oh, definitely, it forces you to learn.
Yeah, so, I mean, what have you learned this season in terms of how to navigate the traffic and things like that?
Oh, personally, I like to just play it a bit safer and try and make sure I finish every race. You definitely gain those spots if you just don't make any mistakes.
And yeah, you've proved so far that that's working well for the championship. Not many rounds to go, so yeah, it looks like it's shaping up quite nicely for you.
Yeah, definitely. I've aimed to just go out there as clean as possible and try and aim for top 5s all season, and it's worked out well.
All right. Well, is there anybody you'd like to give a shout out to before we end the broadcast this evening?
Yeah, I'd like to thank my sponsors, West End Mazda and WP Concreting. I'd like to thank the organisers and the broadcasters, you guys. You've done a fantastic job, and I'd like to thank all the racers. Without the races, you have no series either.
Thanks, Mike. We'll give you the money later.
Thanks.
Take care. Michael Talianch is there in the commentary box with us, I believe for the first time, so good to speak to him. And Alex, like I said, it's been a good meeting tonight. I've enjoyed broadcasting it with you.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It's been great. It's also been good to have Tony in the box to get that sort of, that bit of technical advice. I mean, sometimes we go on like we know what we're talking about, but we don't really.
Hey, look,
I'm glad to be here, guys.
Tony, no, very seriously, first time. Is that your first time ever commentating?
It is, and it's a very different perspective when you're watching it from outside.
Well, I have to say, right, we've had a lot of people with the first time commentary in here, and thought you were very, very good. So thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you next time. You'll be back for the next one, won't you?
Yeah, I'll be here for the next one to help out again.
Let's do it. All right.
Then he's sunning it in Barbados.
Yes.
We got to get that one in there. Why is the rum gone? Because Tony's drunk it all. All right, well, I'm off to get drunk as well now, ladies and gentlemen, so that means it's time to end. Thank you, everybody, for watching here on Apex Racing TV. It's been the PenPower European V8 Supercar Championship. We love bringing it to you here on Apex Racing TV. From myself, Andrew Woodhouse, from Alex Simpson, from Tony Kloosterman, it's goodbye, and we'll see you next time.